Grace Kitchens presents Creative Cooking, highlighting popular dishes that are part of our traditional Jamaican culture. Here now is today's host.
Hi, welcome to Creative Cooking. Today, Angela Grandison-Reid from Grace Kitchens join us. Angela, welcome to Creative Cooking.
It's a pleasure once more, Mazie.
Angela, by virtue of the fact that we grew up with grandparents and great-grandparents, I know you can share with us a little of the rich heritage.
Culture, as it relates to our food, it's mirrored from different ethnic backgrounds.
Right.
It's a reflection of the different ethnic backgrounds. Out of many, one people.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, our African heritage has influenced in the offerings such as blue draws, dukono.
There were so many others before.
Exactly. You have pepper pot,
Yes.
and it's really soup made from kalalo.
Right. Or Indian kale.
Stamp and go,
Yes.
or fritters,
Yes.
as we might call it in Jamaica, is also influenced out of Africa. Right. The British influenced us in some ways by virtue of puddings.
Right.
So we get our sweet from them. And let me touch back a little on Asia, because it would be remiss of me to forget about curry. The Indians brought curry to Jamaica.
They certainly did.
And no dead yard or any wake can, really be successful without the manish water or the goat head and belly soup and the curried goat.
The Tainers who settled here before, history tells us that they planted cassava.
Okay, or people, sometimes it's called manioc.
Yes, right.
And I must say too that jerk, pan chicken, jerk, is an evolution from the Tainers, because they used to hunt wild boars, wild pigs, and roast them over pit fire. Yeah. So that is where jerk is said to be evolved from.
Right. We really need to make sure, Angela, that we pass on these traditions to our own children so that the tradition does not die. We can't afford to let it die. I'm going to prepare for you meatless red peas stew. Remember, I'm making meatless red peas stew, and I'm serving that with Tun Cornmeal. I'll begin by using about 8 cups of water. We put this to boil, and to that we'll add dried red kidney beans, which we washed ahead of time. And to this we'll add some crushed cloves of garlic and some pimento berries. So that when we are finished cooking this dish, the flavor is going to be really divine. They are cooked, and to this we'll add a can of Grace coconut milk. This is almost 2 cups. And then we need to add some carrots, some Irish potatoes, some Cho-Cho, and we'll cover this, clean up the working area as we go along. We'll cover this and bring it to a boil. And when this starts to boil out, we will add spinners. So we'll make a number of spinners. But one key point I want to point out is that we need to knead the dough and leave it to relax for a little while before you shape the dough. And then we need to add the seasoning. Oh no, what are the seasonings we're going to use? We're going to use Escallion and Thyme. We need to add about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt to that. And lastly, we add a packet of Grace Runabout seasoning, the cock-flavored seasoning mix. Now, while this is simmering, I'm going over to make the Tun Cornmeal we spoke about earlier. Yes. Here we have coconut milk that we have put to boil. To that, we will add some chopped scallion. Now, the coconut milk contributes a lovely flavor, and it improves on the texture. And the scallion, the scallion gives a lovely flavor to the dish. We're putting just maybe a sprig of thyme here, and if you wanted, you could just chop the thyme. We're adding some Grace soft margarine. Gives a lovely flavor and texture to the Tun Cornmeal. And we're adding some garlic here. We'll start with the cornmeal. We'll add to that some Grace Runabout seasoning mix, the cock flavored mix. And we mix this well. And then we need to add some tap water to it because we really need to soften the cornmeal. Now, the cornmeal is dissolved and the milk is boiling. We are turning it out into the boiling coconut milk. We can't leave it to stand like that. Lumping will take place, so we have to stir. And you cook, stirring constantly. Time would not allow us to sufficiently cook the turned cornmeal, so we made some ahead of time for you. And I have to turn the stew. Cover. Let us go and look at the finished dish I prepared just for you. Meatless Red Peas Stew. And we have served this with Tun Cornmeal. And notice the shape of the Tun Cornmeal. It was cupped. We use a cup as a mold, but use the mold of your choice. And we have served this up with a vegetable salad, a tossed vegetable salad. A traditional Jamaican dish. We know that your family will really enjoy this. Now sit back and enjoy a special rendition of Bob Marley's Redemption Song performed by the Peacemakers Mentor Band, and they're from the parish of St. Catherine.
Oh, pirates, yes, they rabbi, so lied to the merchant ship. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit, but my hands were made strong by the hands of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help me sing this song of freedom? That's all I ever had. Redemption songs, these songs of freedom. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. For atomic energy, cause you're not them again except for the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Yes, sir, it's just a part of it. We got to fulfill the book. Won't you help me sing another song of freedom? That's all I ever have. Redemption song.
Thanks to Angela Grandison-Reid for joining us on our program today. And thanks also to the Peacemakers Mentor Band for their excellent performance. To our audience, we hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching and be sure to join us next time.
Grace Kitchens invites you to watch Creative Cooking. This Creative Cooking series features traditional Jamaican dishes that are part of our Jamaican culture. And we invite you to join us every Monday morning at 7:35 on Smile Jamaica It's Morning Time for Creative Cooking.